Hello, everybody. My name is Aaron.
My name is Mike.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Kat.
Hey, Kat, how are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. So we're joined today by Kat Ramirez, who's the founder and CEO of Golfing Buddy, which is a way for people to connect and hook up with like-minded individuals and play golf, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Hey, look at that. I got something correct today. Life's good. Life's good. I'd like to thank Kat and Jeff for their service. They're both Air Force veterans, and we just had Veterans Day. So thanks again. We really appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you both.
Everything everybody has
Aim
done.
high, right?
My other son was in the Air Force as well. So Adam, congratulations. We appreciate your service, and everybody else that's out there and their families that served. It means a lot. So thank you. We really appreciate it. You wouldn't guess this, but Kat's been around for a while, right? So 30 years of doing entrepreneurial stuff and marketing, advertising, sales, management, stuff like that. Is that right?
That's correct. I know that I look young.
Well, I actually was checking out your YouTube channel a little bit too, and you do a lot of like how do you jumpstart yourself as a speaker. Like I've been watching a couple of your videos here, and you seem to do a lot of like marketing related videos, and kind of you have your own podcast or your own show, right?
Yeah. So I really am about helping other entrepreneurs get started, because I know when I got started, it was really tough. Nobody ever tells you how tough it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as I have grown and progressed and helping other entrepreneurs, it's just learning collectively that they're running into the same thing I did. So just teaching.
Yeah. What are some of the, sorry, Dad, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're on a roll. Keep going.
What are some of the roadblocks that you find a lot of like entrepreneurs kind of run into, or like similar things that kind of stop people?
Yep. So instant gratification, people thinking that they can get instant gratification in whatever they do. They think that, and they don't understand that, marketing, a business, everything associated to it is a marathon. You're in it for the long run, the long haul. And if you don't plan properly for the long game, right, then you'll run out of money. And most of them, that's what they do, is they run out of money and they don't set themselves to start transacting and having, start generating revenue. So they run out of money and no revenue.
Yeah, interesting story. And I don't think Mike and Aaron know this about me, but I actually ran my own business for a while. I was an entrepreneur. This started a network consulting firm back in the 90s, and didn't succeed. Didn't go. And it happens a lot. So
absolutely. And it's okay. It's okay, because people will fail. That's how they learn. They pick themselves up and they either try it again or try something else. And they go at it. And if they fail and they decide, no, this is not for me, then again, you have to be persistent. You have to have very thick skin to be able to do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just like we congratulate, people who have served. I congratulate people who have started a business, because, if they've been successful and they stayed at it, that's a lot of work. That's a feat. They deserve a medal. They deserve to be recognized. There's so many things that they deserve, because it's not easy,
Right.
It's definitely not easy. So tell us a little bit about Golfing Buddy. How did this come about? What was the drive to start this?
So the story is very interesting as far as the setup. And it's twofold. So I'll just start with the foundation of it. My boyfriend / partner, he didn't start golfing till late in life. I was golfing early in life, and it was part of my work, right? And part of media, part of doing transactions and things like that. So when I met him and I was out doing leagues and golfing and tournaments and all that, he kind of got jealous and he was like, I want to play. And so we got him some clubs, we got him some lessons, and he is way better than me. He started late in life and he's way better than I am. And whenever, we're in Wisconsin, whenever the weather is good, we go out and play, because you don't know when, 6 months of winter, you got to go out and play.
Right.
And one weekend it was really, really nice. And I just couldn't get out because I had deadlines and I just couldn't avoid them. And I felt really bad. And I said, hey, just call some of your buddies. Somebody surely can go play with you. And he exhausted every effort. Nobody could play with him. He was moping around and pouting. And I finally, and he won't play by himself. He's not one of those kind of people. He's not going to go by himself. And finally I said, hey, wouldn't it have been cool if there was an app or a website for you to connect with somebody to go play golf? And thus Golfing Buddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like ting ting.
So is it just a website or is it an app and a website, or what's going on there?
Well, we're a startup. So I did the web app option as opposed to doing the app. Yeah. Because the app is very expensive. And for a startup, the web app does it just fine, for now, till we expand and grow.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. So your relationship's the opposite of Jeff and Mary's. Mary's the better golfer, and Jeff ends up being a caddy sometimes. So.
And so the joke is, I always tell people how I met my wife is she was in a bar having a beer, and my mom introduced us, and she was drinking beer out of a bottle. So I said, well, that's a plus. So I walked up to her and I said, what's your name? She said, my name's Mary. I said, I'm Jeff. What do you like to do? She said, I golf. I said, I'm marrying you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
30 years, well, 29 years now we've been married. And and she is a better golfer. Absolutely. I have no ego left. It's been shredded, stomped on, kicked around, picked up, put back together, and now we just, enjoy each other's company. So.
Yeah. So does she play more golf than you do?
Absolutely plays more golf than I do. Yeah, she does. And she loves competitive golf. I don't.
Okay.
And she loves competitive golf, just loves it. So yeah.
And that's the thing I love about meeting golfers too, is I'm a social golfer. Definitely. I'm not great. I'll go out there. I'll have a good time. I don't get frustrated. I don't get mad. I don't throw sticks. I don't do anything like that. And I'll just go with the flow. Whereas I've played with, other people who are very serious and very strict, or, just totally different. But there are all kinds of golfers, all kinds.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And as a friend of the podcast once told us, you can learn a lot from somebody by playing golf with them. And one of the best things is if you don't like the person after 18 holes, you can go find somebody else
ever
to
see
play
them
with.
ever
That's
again.
right.
Yes. That is so true. That is so true. That is so. And so I just to get back to, I got to plug myself again, just to get back to my Golfing Buddy story. A lot of it was built around, I'm a female. When, my boyfriend and I get paired with someone, it's not always the best pairing, right? Because golf courses have to fill, and I get it. It's a money-making business. You got to fill every slot. But the problem with that is when they pair you with someone, it's not always going to be a sync, right? It's not always going to be a joyous thing. And if it's a negative thing, it keeps you from ever going back to that golf course, because you're like, you had a bad experience and you're like, I'm never going to do it. And especially for a woman, because it's bad enough and it's intimidating enough and it's stressful enough that, I give myself kudos for just getting out there and whacking that ball. I'm not the best, but I can carry my weight, but I'm not great,
Right.
But then if you play with other people that are like really, really good and they're very focused, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just not a great fit. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. I'd rather have fun because it's not my job. So,
right.
I love it.
Thank God it's not my job, because I would be flat broke and never get paid.
That's true.
Yeah.
Unless you played on Live.
Right. And then you just get paid for playing. Mike wants to really tear Live up, doesn't he? So
no.
So tell us about Golf Buddy. Like, what's the
what's the whole foundation? How do you get in it?
Yeah, the whole thing. Give us the spiel.
So if somebody is interested in joining Golfing Buddy, it's completely free because we're a startup. So we're trying to fill the boat, right? Fill the house, fill the boat. So get a VIP membership. It's completely free. That means you get to connect with people. It's like a social network. You connect with people. When you fill out your profile, you're filling out your profile to match with other people. So it asks you, are you a serious golfer? Are you a gambler? Are you a joker? You know, what kind of golfer are you? And then it asks for your skill set level. You're a beginner, intermediate, professional, PGA pro, you know, what skill set? And then it asks, who do you want to play with, male or female or either? Doesn't, you know, and then it automatically finds your geography, so it can find people around you. And then there's like lots of other questions that are for like the sake of fun. You know, do you like the 9th hole? Are you a 9th hole kind of person? Do you have drinks at the 18th hole? You know, there's some people that when they're done, they want to have a drink and socialize a little. And there's some people that are like, okay, let's wrap it up. Want to get leave, you know?
Mhm.
So everybody's different. And it's the whole point of it is to match people up with so many attributes that you find someone that you actually are going to like, right? That's what the whole point. You want to play with people you like. And just like your theory before, if you pair up with someone and you don't like them, you just don't play with them again, right? You're not going to favorite them. You're not going to, you know, see them again.
So I was going to ask that, does it have like favorites? Can you save contacts you want? The whole shmeal?
The whole shebang. Yep. It's very much like a social network. You can post your pictures, you can post your events, you can post stuff for sale. So it's very interactive, and I like to describe it as it's the chamber of commerce of all golfers, right? It's that social network of all golfers, and the golfers come together because they want to find other golfers to play with, or they want to find golfing events. The big thing I've been hitting on are golf associations. So women golf associations, minority golf associations, Black golf associations, adaptive golf associations, so that they can come together and, you know, say, hey, let's all join this. And then if we meet and find each other, we can play together, you know? And it's great for travelers. You know, there's a lot of people that travel that want to play golf and they don't want to play by themselves.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. You know, that's one of the big barriers, I would imagine, of like you said, minorities, women, people with disabilities, you know, maybe being a little too afraid or scared to go on the golf course because of, you know, their disability or unfortunately the color of their skin, you know, that's definitely a barrier for a lot of people. And to give them an app like that where they can find people, you know, that have the same interests or maybe have the same or are from the same type of background, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I always say, like, most of our posts and my tone and dialogue to a lot of the organizations I meet with is, you know, I want to introduce people that are people just like them, right? You're going to meet people just like you because that's who you want to play with. You don't want to play with people that you're forced to be paired with. So empower yourself, you know, empower yourself and find people just like you.
Yeah, I like the fact that we can reach out and put in a set of details about ourselves and match with somebody that might not be anything like us, not have the same background or anything. And we just meet new people. I love meeting new people. That's the one of the best things about golf for me is just meeting new people constantly and experiencing time with them. So I get to learn about them. They get to learn about me. And like I said, if sometimes it doesn't work out, if it doesn't work out, hey, it was fun playing 18 holes. See you later or not. Right. Or now we have a new person for the group and let's add them to the list. So I love that.
Yeah. And, you know, another big opportunity for it is scrambles, because you know how you want. I love scrambles. I absolutely love them. I love them because they're social, and I love them because you can win all kinds of cool prizes, right? And men love having women on a scramble team with them because that helps them. So, you know, scrambles are great. And what a great opportunity to use Golfing Buddy to, you know, find some people to create that foursome for a scramble.
Yeah, I agree. And I see that there could be, we might be able to hook you up with somebody to get some stuff, some cross promotion.
Okay.
We're good friends with Eric from Swizzy Golf, and Swizzy is an app that allows somebody to get a lesson from their living room if they want to.
Oh,
so
nice.
you get to match with a teaching pro somewhere, and you can just have a lesson anywhere you're at. And
Yep.
he's talking about doing it in simulators coming up here soon. So
Oh, very cool.
soon might be too fast. They're looking at using it a way to do
Okay.
it in simulators. So
Yeah.
but I can see the two of you hooking up together and getting these two things going, because it sounds like your site could do a little bit of everything, and it might be a good fit. So
Oh, no, absolutely.
yeah, we'll hook you up later. I'll give you his information after this. So
Yeah.
so tell me about your golf game. What is the worst part of your golf game?
I would say the worst part is the long game. So my drive is great. I love my drive. In fact, my drive makes me feel great after I hit it. And then I go out of whack.
I wish I had that feeling. I wish I
Yeah.
had that feeling. That'd be great.
Oh,
Okay, so what's the outside of your drive, what's the best part of your golf game? Do you have is your putting up to par, or where are you at?
I think my putting is hit and miss. I've had some long, beautiful, long putting, holes, and those are great, but it's not consistent. So,
Mhm.
I like consistency. If I have anything that's consistent, then I know I'm really, really good at it,
Right.
Well,
so
we're very consistent at being inconsistent, so that's what we have going for us.
then I am too.
Yeah, there was a guy that brought up, are you a hitter of the golf ball or a swinger of the golf club? And I said, shit, now I got to think about that. And Aaron and Jeff are there like, yep, we're going to put that in your head on a tee every time just to throw you off, because it'll get in my head and I'll go, what am I trying to do here?
there's only 144 things you got to think about in a golf swing, and that's one more, and that's going to tip you over. That's
Yeah.
going
That's
to
right.
It sure is. It sure is. What happened on that hole? I was thinking if I was going to swing the golf club or hit the golf ball. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we're really glad that you came on and decided to have some fun with us today. What is your favorite golf event? Do you have one that you never miss, or is it just hit and miss for you?
No, there's not one that I particularly haven't, that I never missed. No, I'm not in that situation yet. I think the one that I mentioned before is the scrambles. I absolutely love the scrambles. I do not like the scrambles. I did a scramble one time with, it was me and 3 of my clients, and, it was, of course, all men and then me. And it was probably my worst game and the most horrific part of it. And I hope Art's not listening to me, because he's the one that said this to me. So when we came back and we're in the clubhouse, and I guess he bought the drinks for everyone, and he just looked at me and he goes, "That was your worst game ever." I'm like, way to
Wow.
really kick me in
Yeah.
the gut.
While you're down too.
I'm like, wow.
Ouch. Ouch.
that's funny.
I played in a scramble not that long ago, and one was a very new golfer. The other was not new, but who hadn't been playing very long. And I hit a shot and I complained about it like I always do. And he said, "Shut up. Will you just shut the hell up? Because that was a great shot. I paid money for that shot." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I got to stop complaining about every shot."
Well, we've talked about this before, but I mean, if you look at the statistics of golfers, a lot of golfers don't get out of the hundreds, right? To golf in the 90s consistently is actually playing good golf, and playing the 80s is great golf for an amateur. We just don't do it that often. So living in the moment,
Oh yeah.
That's
no,
a big part
absolutely.
of golf.
Yeah.
It is.
I think the best thing is, like, I get excited when I play a new course and I have a good game and I don't lose any balls.
Mhm.
To me,
Oh yeah.
that's a win. If you don't lose any balls, that's a win.
Yeah.
When I first started to play with my boyfriend, he went through balls after ball. And I said, "You're not getting it. You're not getting it. Your goal is to not lose a ball. Don't think that you have to lose all these balls."
Yeah, it gets expensive.
Yeah.
It does.
So Mary played Camelback Resort today. As a matter of fact, my wife's on a business trip in Arizona, so she played a golf course out there today, Camelback Resort, nice golf course. And she left one of her golf balls in one of the ponds. She goes, Lexi's in the pond. I bought her golf balls with a picture of our Cavalier King Charles Spaniel on it, so she calls them her Lexi balls. And yeah, she went in the pond. So
That's something. That's something that I keep track of because I still have yet to play a hole 18 without losing a ball. And I'm, probably the newest golfer in the group that we play with. And I'll get in my head. It'll be like 6 or 7 holes. I'm like, man, I haven't lost this golf ball. And it's gone, immediately gone on the next hole because I put it into my head.
Yeah. We played a golf course in Florida, and the starter goes, "What's your handicap?" And I said, at the time I was an 18. He goes, "Okay, you got 18 golf balls with you, right?" And I go, "Sorry, what?" He goes, "You're going to lose as many golf balls as your handicap." I lost 19.
Wow.
I lost 19 golf. Yeah.
Wow.
I lost 19 golf balls that round.
So he was spot on.
He was spot on. He goes, "I'm telling you, it just happens that way on this course. A lot of marsh, a lot of things I wouldn't put my hands in because it's Florida. I'm like, nope."
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of golf balls.
I think the thing that always surprises me is when we go to a course that's small, like more par threes, or you just go and you're trying out a new course, and this was like probably 3 months ago. We played a new course. It was small, and we thought, "Oh, this is not a big deal. We got this." Holy cow! That course kicked our ass.
Oh yeah,
that happens. Yeah, that happens.
I played a course in Iowa that is known for being extremely difficult, and it was one of my worst showings ever. I think I shot a 106, and I was playing pretty good golf at the time. And then we played from the pro tees because, hey, why not?
Right.
No, don't ever do that. And I probably lost 15, 16 golf balls there. So definitely know what that's like. And I do love playing new courses, though, especially ones that are that people talk a lot about because of how difficult they are, how challenging. Jeff played in Indiana. Was it last year, Jeff?
Last year.
And you didn't have a flat lie on any of your shots, you said, right?
No, it was a Pete Dye course in French Lick, Indiana. And
that's a tough course. You
can hit the ball in the dead center of the fairway, and it's not on a flat surface.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The caddy made the day, though. The caddy was great.
Oh, nice.
He was so hilarious. It's like one guy hits the ball and he goes, I think that went in the bunker. And he goes, "No, it's a Willie Nelson ball, still on the grass."
That's part of the reason, I love new golf courses because you don't know what you're going to get into. Right. You have to figure out the golf course as you play it. And that's part of the fun for me, is just kind of figuring out how to get around this place that you've never been at before.
Yeah. There's 2 courses here in Wisconsin that we absolutely love. One is the Bull, and then the other one is the Bog. And both of them are supposed to be very, very difficult. The one that we probably play the most is the Bull. The Bog, it's not a very social course. You go and play and get it done, and then you leave. Nobody ever stays around.
Yeah.
See, I can tell already Mary would love to golf with you.
Oh, yes, she would.
Oh, man. I could just see it. "Honey, I'm going golfing. It's about noon. What time are you going to be home?" Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's true, because the 3 of us would prefer to be up at sunrise and hit our first tee balls as soon as you can see it.
Yep.
Just enough, right? Yeah. Where Mary would prefer to sleep in and play late morning, early afternoon.
Yeah.
Little light brunch, maybe play around the golf, couple drinks afterwards. Yeah. Oh, that's my wife, 100%.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Where we want to see the dew and the rooster tails from our balls off the greens as we roll the putts. So
got 18 in. It's 8:30. Let's go do other stuff.
Right. And that's great. That is great. Not me.
Although there is something to be said about playing later in the day too. It's not. It's when things are dry. For probably 2 years, I don't know that I played a round of golf when it was dry outside of a scramble because I was playing so early in the morning. So often.
Wow. Yeah,
well, it's that too. And I mean, we played a lot more this year. We made a point, towards the end of the season to play a little bit later, and just the difference in your game, playing later in the day versus rolling out of bed and just walking up to the first tee, your body's all stiff and you you don't know what you're doing, but then 2:00 in the afternoon, you're ready to go.
It's funny. You think I know what I'm doing at 2 PM. I go through the day clueless. Whatever.
I love it. I
So
love it.
how many folks are using Golfing Buddy now, Kat? I mean, do you have
Mhm.
thousands, millions? I'd love you to say millions. I'm hoping that's the case.
No, it's not millions yet, but it's a
Ah.
great question. So we have over 1,000 partners. So partners meaning golf courses, golf associations, things like that.
Sure.
And then our member base, which is the human golfer base, which is for some reason, it's the harder one to captivate and get them to join. That's just under 500. So
Okay.
we've been growing pretty steadily. We're a startup. We don't put a lot of money into it. So
Mhm.
it's a lot of organic, or I have a very, very small team, a team of 3 that help me find the partners and then find, golfers and then introduce it and have them join. And the ironic thing is it's mostly men joining. It was meant for women and
Yeah.
a lot of men.
I'm not. I hate to say this, but I'm not horribly surprised that you're finding that
Yeah.
that's the case, because I think guys are more inclined to either have their clubs in the trunk if they're on a business trip or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, I should golf. Oh, Golfing Buddy. Oh, I found 2 guys. Let's go."
Yeah. And I'm very surprised, but I'm okay with it. I mean, they're looking for people to golf with,
Oh yeah.
and I've had a few of them reach out to me and say, hey, what can I do to help? I want more people in my community. And, I'm always very thankful of that, that
Yeah.
they reach out.
I'm sure my wife will sign up because I've heard from her so many times. I wish I knew more women that golfed. I wish we could find
Yeah.
other women that golf. Da 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 da. And so I'll make sure that she usually watches the podcast, and I'll make sure that
Awesome.
we pressure her to sign up. I'll use peer pressure or
I
something.
appreciate the support for sure. For sure.
So kind of, to tie that all in, Kat, what's something that you found difficult as a woman golfer getting into golf? Like what was something that was really, that kind of just made it hard for you to start? Was there anything?
Oh yeah. It's the mental thing that you do to yourself because of your insecurities. So you beat yourself up, you say you're not good enough. I mean, and women are the worst at it. We are the worst. So, we're fearful that someone's going to judge us, or, that we're not good enough, especially a beginner woman.
Mhm.
I started when I was in my 30s. That was years ago. But I was more spunky and I had more resilience and I didn't care,
Sure.
back then. So I probably was an anomaly as far as like a woman golfer, because, women tend to be a little more intimidated by it. And it's
Mhm.
unfortunate. And I know that I relate to a lot of other women who are like that too. One of my peers, the one who told me, oh, it was your worst golf game. His wife, he's a very good golfer and he golfs a lot. And he's gotten his wife out, but she's so timid by it that she doesn't even want to play with him because she doesn't want to be judged.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be judged.
Yep,
And
I have heard that so much.
It's the same thing kind of, with my fiance a little bit too, where, she's expressed a little bit of interest in doing it. And I'm like, great, like come out to the garage. I have a net set up in there. I gave her pitching weights. I'm like, just swing. And, it's for her. She, unfortunately she thinks I'm going to judge her. And I'm just happy that she's that she has an interest, even if she wants to come and walk the course with me or just be there, I am all for that. And I think that's great. And so I just, hopefully we get more women on Golfing Buddy. That would be awesome. I would love to see more women out on the golf course.
I
would
guess
too.
I guess I just don't know how lucky I have it, because my wife is like, I'm going golfing. Are you going? And I'm like, I'm not feeling like it. She's like, see you later. And she's gone. She is out the door. So I'm like, well, no timidity there. She is gone. And she will golf with anybody. She will absolutely golf with anybody.
See, you are lucky because she is an anomaly because she's got the confidence and she's, she has the game, whereas a lot of other women are just, nobody wants to be told they're bad at it or said they're slow or
Yeah.
You know,
And Mary has said, she goes, I would love to golf with other women and I don't care how they play. I want them to come out and golf and get in the sport. And then they see her golf and they're like, you don't want to golf with me. And and she's like, I do want to golf with you, and so it's tough. It's tough sometimes. So
Yeah.
I empathize with what you're saying there 100%.
Yeah, but if there are women watching, the thing I also did was I forced myself to play with people better than me. I always force myself to play with people better than me, because you can't get better if you don't up your game. And if you keep playing with crappy people, not that they're bad, not that that's a bad thing, but you'll never improve your game. And at some point in my life, I was about improving my game and learning from others and watching them. And my boyfriend probably learned a lot of his techniques on YouTube. Just watching YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think, with me too, playing with my dad a lot, it's gotten me better, probably faster. I think this year I've made the most improvement that I have since I started playing. And it's just because, if I'm doing something weird, I'm just like, hey, what was I doing? And he'll just like, well, here's exactly what you're doing wrong. And all right, great. I'll try something different. And it's just
right. You get that
improving.
Good, candid feedback, right? Yeah. I mean, because you have to be in a place where you're confident or comfortable enough that you want that good, candid feedback so that you can improve your game,
Yeah. And it's tough. And it's tough for the ladies who are out there golfing. Sometimes when men try to give them advice, we don't do it very well. Right. Men are problem solvers. Right. And so we have a problem. It's a nail. We figure out what hammer to swing at it and we're done with the problem. And that doesn't always work. Now, luckily, my wife and I have shifted. I can coach her and I'm her caddy when she golfs competitively. And so, we've gotten there, but I've also tried to work with other female family members, and sometimes
not so good.
Not so good.
Is that something that you dealt with a lot? Was that unsolicited, like swing advice, or like guys walking up to you and just like, hey, you're doing this wrong, you should be doing this instead?
Mansplaining to you?
Mansplaining.
I've run into that a couple times, but it doesn't bother me because again, I like getting feedback and suggestions. I don't think someone's trying to be a know-it-all or something like that. If they can give good, feedback, and that's good. It's healthy.
Right. With me, you're going to get somebody that's watched enough YouTube videos to be able to break down anybody's swing, give them the worst unsolicited advice they've ever received. Right?
Wow.
Well, that's what you get a lot though of, is you get a lot of people that watch a lot, so think they can break down a swing. I can't break down anybody's swing. I can break down Aaron's swing pretty good because I watch Aaron play a lot. We play a lot of golf together, and we play a lot on simulators, or we're just hitting in the garage. So, and we're trying to work on specific things, but we try not to give advice very much on the golf course, because once it's in your head and you're trying to work on something, it's just the wrong place and time to do it. So but you guys are also in a cold weather environment. Are you guys simulator guys in the winter time, or okay, so you are. Okay. Aaron and I are. Jeff is trying to get into it. Jeff hits a
simulators
low ball,
don't like me. Yeah, simulators don't like me. I hit this screamer that then does the rising takeoff thing, and simulators go, I don't think you hit it.
Yeah. Or you hit that on the ground and then it just rolls for 150 yards.
Yeah. So but at the end of the year, I made a swing change that I'm really trying to work on. And so this winter, I'm hoping that
it looks good too. So
I can keep that going, and it makes a difference. So
nice. Aaron and I both have nets in our garage. I've turned my stall in the garage into a driving range. Anybody can come and swing, and you take a full swing. It's great. And Aaron has a net in his garage as well. So we hit as often as we possibly can during the winter. But we'll hit a simulator once a weekend, pretty much through the winter, pretty much after Christmas though. Right between now and then, there's just a lot of stuff going on. And we don't get out as much. So, but we do love the simulators, and I would love to have one in my house. So
it's the only time I'll probably be able to play Pebble Beach. So, take advantage of
it.
That's right. Yep.
That's a pricey place to play. So in the time that you guys were chatting, I did go onto the website and log in, sign up, and start my membership. So
cool.
That is up and running. If anybody wants to know, it's really easy to do. So it's golfing-buddy.com. And check it out. Aaron will put it in the description.
Yes, I will.
Of the video when it's released tomorrow. So it'll be down there for everybody to click on. And thanks again, Kat, for coming on and joining us today and explaining Golfing Buddy to us and why you started it. I think it's a big deal, and I think it's important for people to have all this information so they can start making better connections and have more fun on the golf course. That's what it's all about.
And I want to. You hinted to it, Cap, but I want to make sure I ask a clarifying question. It's all over the country, potentially could be really all over the world. If somebody from, who do we have a listener from? Zimbabwe?
New Zealand, nice. Zimbabwe, Australia, England.
So if they logged in, potentially it would work really anywhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I focus on the sunny states, but yes, everywhere.
As you should, because someday we're all going to live there, right?
Yes. Right? Yeah, that'd be the dream.
Yeah. 4 more years. That's all we got. Awesome. So, hey, for our listener in Zimbabwe, and we know there's only one, please use this app. We really want to talk to you. Yeah. We really want to talk to you.
Or reach out. I would love to know what golfing is like in Zimbabwe.
I actually really would too. That would be that would be like, have them come on the podcast. Let's go.
Yeah,
absolutely. So awesome. So PGA wrap up. Tony Finau wins.
It's freaking
yes. And Aaron didn't come in last place.
Aaron gets a W in our one and done. And our other buddy Tony, who picked Tony Finau the week before, is definitely kicking himself in the ass right now.
Curses
for that pick. So Jeff right now is the lone loser. He has not picked a winner yet.
And not surprised.
Yeah,
okay. Your time will come, Jeff.
Yeah,
I'm saving all my big cards.
That's right.
So Tony gets his 5th PGA Tour title. It's his 4th win since the Northern Trust in August of 2021, and it's his 3rd win in less than 3 months. He's starting to stack them up. I was thinking about picking him this week, but he just withdrew, so he's not going to be in this week's RSM. So, but he finished at 16 under, and he did it because he got off to a 5 under start on Thursday, and then he shot an 8 under on Friday. So he beat Tyson Alexander by 4 strokes, and we thought he was going to tee it up again this week, and he was going to be my pick, but he's not playing now. So now I got to think of somebody else.
I love Tony Finau. I mean, I watched.
He's been your favorite for a long time.
And I mean, when we started this podcast, I was like, he's gonna, like, his day will come. He will win one, and he will keep winning it, and he has. And I'm super happy.
It took a little longer than you anticipated, but you're right. He has started doing it, and he's performing very well. And his whole game, tee to green, it's pretty spectacular.
He has one of the coolest swings to watch too, because it's just that little, like, not even a 3/4 swing. He just takes the club back half, and he looks like he's playing with kids clubs. They're so small in his hands.
If you watch his setup, his hands are down by his knees.
Yeah.
That's how far over he's bent. So I'm not sure that he's playing with clubs that are specifically built to a length for him. He's just used to what he's used to, and that's what he's doing. So
yeah.
Gotta love that. So Aaron gets the W there. He gets $1.5 million. Keeps him in 3rd place though, with 1.9, almost $2 million. I stay in 1st place. Maverick McNeely got me about 56 grand. Tony stays in 2nd place with Maverick McNeely as well. Jeff didn't do bad. He picked Jason Day, who got $123,000. So moves Jeff to over the $500,000 mark, which is really, really nice. So this week we have the RSM Classic, which is being held at Sea Island Resort. There's 2 courses there. Basically, everybody will play one course on Friday, and then Saturday they play the other, and then they'll play the weekend at the main course at the island. Pretty good names in this one, so choices are going to be available if you think about it a little bit, or if you did any homework, which I'm sure a few of us might have done. It looks like Brian Harmon, Sepp Straka, Tom Hoagie, Kevin Kisner. Kisner's a big name on this one. Kisner's not long off the tee, right? But his iron striking, his ball striking is spectacular.
He's got it where it counts.
And he's a hell of a putter. So I think he's somebody to look out for. Seamus Power is going to be there. He's rated pretty high in this one as well. And there's a lot of past champions: Robert Streb, Chris Kirk, Mackenzie Hughes, Austin Cook, Tyler Duncan. Davis Love the third plays in this one every year. So what is he, 85 years old now?
Yeah, he's getting up.
Wow.
He's not 85, but I mean, he's like Jeff's age, so he's really old.
Well, WW Civil War that I served in, you know how that goes.
Stuart Sink, Jason Day, Zach Johnson, Justin Rose, Webb Simpson, Molinari are some of the people that are going to be in there. So I haven't got Tony's pick yet. Aaron, who you got?
I am going to pick Sahith Thagala.
Ooh, man, taking that name early.
Yes.
Interesting. That is interesting.
Another one like Tony Finau, who I think in a couple of years could start doing some really good things.
Yeah, I'm torn between Harmon and Hoagie. Probably going to go with Hoagie, even though he just missed a cut.
Yeah, Hoagie's pretty good in this course, so I think that's a pretty good pick. And I'm going to go with Jason Day, who I think is due.
I think he is too.
If you look at Jason's stats over the last 12, 14 rounds, he's been pretty impressive. So I think everything is physically fine with him.
Which is good, because I know that's been a big thing holding him back. You know?
He's had a bit of a challenge there, yeah.
So, and just an interesting side note, 4 of the last 6 times this tournament's been played, it's gone to a playoff. So we could see some extra innings here. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. On the LPGA side, Nelly Korda shows up and wins and gets back to number 1 in the world.
That's right.
How the hell did she get back to number 1 in the world?
Welcome to Nellyville. That's how Nellyville.
She's really good at golf.
She's really
good. I mean, she had that blood clot issue that kept her out for several events and was extremely dangerous, according to what a lot of people are reporting. Her father gave an interview and he said they're glad she's still with him. That's how bad it was. So
wow.
Yeah. So she shoots a final round 64. The Pelican was shortened to 54 holes because of the minor hurricane that hit the day before.
Floridians called that a poker party, by the way.
Yep. Yeah. So, and she won by 1 shot again over Lexi Thompson,
my favorite golfer, who's also favorite pastime is not winning events, but she did win that one a few weeks ago. So go Lexi.
She did. Lexi is one of the most consistent golfers on the LPGA. She's also one of the top money earners, and she's only 27 years old.
Yep, crazy.
And this is the thing about the LPGA that is just astounding to me. How old is Nelly Korda?
24.
24.
Yeah.
24. It's like the women start off on fire, and they have these, if they can sustain it, right? Women have other things that we don't have to deal with. And I tell my wife this all the time. I thank God every day I'm not a woman, because you guys are amazing. The crap you do, the things you have to deal with.
Yeah.
You're amazing. And I don't want to deal with any of that because I'm lazy. So to think that I do whine a lot. Somebody that's 24 years old, Nelly Korda has won almost $8 million in her career right now.
Yep.
She's only 24 years old, and she's got 9 wins on the LPGA tour now, or 8 or 9 wins now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing that they're so good at that young of an age. And
she's
running up and sustain it.
She's running up a Hall of Fame career already.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Lexi just going to be sitting there shaking her head, right?
I love Lexi. She's just, you know what? That's okay. She wants to win. Obviously, she wants to win all the big ones. We got the BMW. No, not the BMW. The
CME's coming up next week.
The CME is this weekend. Yeah, yep. That's coming. But anyway, she always wants to win, right? But to be ranked as high as she is consistently all the time. I mean, she's been doing it. She burned it up in 17 and 18 when she hit the tour, right? She's always been up there ever since then. She's got a ton of wins. She's got a ton of money. She's a great golfer. Everybody knows her. She's always the favorite. She's always one of the favorites to win in almost every tournament she plays. So go Lexi. She's got to stop steering those irons, though. Stop steering those friggin' irons.
That's something we have in common, but hey, it is what it is.
I steer every club, not just my irons.
Yeah. So up next is the CME Group Tour Championship. Yep. So it's limited to 63 of the top players in the world. And one of the top purses in the land for the ladies this week is $7 million, $2 million to the winner. So
Wow.
that's really fantastic
That
to
is
see.
good.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this for a long time now on the podcast about how, we want people to watch the ladies. The
Yep.
game is fantastic. And if we can drive more people to them, sponsors will give them more money, and they could stop earning $300,000 for a win and start earning, $1.5 million, $2 million for a win. So
Well,
Right.
what people don't understand is, statistically speaking, the ladies are more accurate than the guys. It's
absolutely.
Well,
It's
and-
really.
yeah.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I was gonna say the competition is also just a
It's
lot more
fierce.
intense.
Yep.
Because there's just not as much. Everyone is right there. Everyone is so good.
Yep.
And they're more of a world tour than the PGA Tour
Yep.
even thinks about
Mhm.
being. They play all over the place. So something that I want to talk about at some point is, can the men's game ever have a true world tour? I don't know that it's possible with the amount of travel that they would need to do. I don't think they could hit every country that is vested in the game of golf.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
But the women do a better job of it than the men do. That is for
They do.
sure. They
They do.
really do. They do. So the players that finished between number 64 and 100 that did not make the race to the CME do get to keep their tour cards, though. So that's a plus for them. And this is going to wrap up the ladies season. They won't start
Yep.
up again until the end of January, I believe.
Correct.
If everything holds true this weekend, Nelly Korda will finish as number 1 in the world. And when was the last time other than Nelly Korda last year that this happened? So it's been a while. Back-to-back number 1s from an American. I love that.
Oh yeah.
Good job. Good job. A little bit of live news, nothing major this week. There was talk about them replacing Greg Norman and moving him out of the front of the house position and bringing in the former CEO of TaylorMade, who's doing
Yep.
somebody else now. He's like in the food industry now or something.
Yep.
That's proved. Well, I don't know if it's proved, but it's been brought up that that's false now. So Greg Norman's still going to stay front of the house and still be the face and voice of Live. And that pisses off Rory McIlroy just a little bit, because he came out in his press conference at the Dubai event for the DP World Tour and said, Greg needs to go if anything's going to happen. And I sat there, I scratched my head, and I like Rory. I really do. I love him. I love his game. I think he came back great. But this is one of the times I agree with everybody. And Rory, you just need to shut up.
Yeah, if Norman needs to go, Monahan needs to go too. So
Yes.
send them
Exactly.
both back and
Yes.
get new blood.
Yeah,
But
the
anyway.
PGA Tour and the Live Golf thing. Nothing's going to get resolved till the lawsuits come out, right? And those move
Yep.
forward. And you can't get anywhere with Monahan and Norman at each other's throat and trying to just one up each other all the time.
Right.
It's not going to
Absolutely.
work. It's not going to work. If the LPGA decides to talk to Live and develop something there, that could be interesting, because it could set the foundation for future negotiations between the PGA Tour and Live and DP World Tour and Live. So,
Yep.
we'll see what
Mhm.
happens there. Rory actually said, no one's going to talk unless there's an adult in a room that can actually try to mend fences. And I was like, Jesus,
You're
Rory.
all adults.
I'm like, I just think you need to shut up right now, because you are sounding kind of like a clown a little bit. So Australia is set to get its first Live event as well. So Adelaide in the Grange course is going to happen in April. And that is huge, in my opinion, for Australia, because it brings some of the best golfers in the world to Australia. When's the last time that happened? It's been a long time.
Yeah, I would like to see a Live event. We'll have to check the schedule next year and
Yes.
For
I would
one.
like to go to one.
near us.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. Once the schedule is released, we'll set it up and we'll set our time off, and we'll go either participate by being a volunteer or just
Right.
go watch it, one or the other. So, and that's somebody, we'll have Matt Walter on the show probably next week. I'll see if he can do it. He got to play the course in Massachusetts with Zach Radford, and I'm thinking he got to probably stick around for the event too. He's a pro golf person, right? He just, the more golf, the better for him. So Live isn't a bad thing for him. It's just going to mean more opportunity for everybody to play golf and get paid for it. So
Mhm.
I understand where he's coming from. My question though is, what has Live done? Because They talk about they want to grow the game, right?
You said you weren't going to talk about Liv.
What has Liv done to grow the game? We don't have to talk about it this week, but I think it deserves talking about because they haven't done anything to grow the game.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
You owe me $20. I told you to talk about it. Well,
Can't not talk about it. It's too good. It's too good. So one of the last things I have is last week we talked about this Tomorrow Sports company that was started by Tiger and Rory, and they brought in all these investors, right? And didn't really find out what are they trying to do. I know what they're trying to do. So they're trying to grow golf's fan base by reimagining the sport for a younger, more tech-savvy, diverse audience.
Good.
So basically what they're going to be doing is they're going to have like a 12-week Monday night or Tuesday night league. I think it's Monday nights where they're going to be on simulators. Pro golfers are going to be on simulators doing things on sims. And you'll see all their stats. You'll see their spin rates, their launch angle. You're going to see everything. It's going to break it down. And then it's going to go into a playoff series where they'll be able to have some sort of event where they'll bring more people in. Now, the whole thing is it's not going to be in front of millions of people or thousands of people. It's going to be just something that's broadcast on TV. And I think they're going to wait till Monday Night Football. Football's done to do this. So they're not competing against it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be pretty cool. You're going to get to see everything they do. So you're going to know their club speeds. You're going to know what their ball speed is. You're going to know everything about them. Now, my thing is, and Aaron and I have talked about this since we started the podcast, mix it up, bring in the ladies too, so that we can diversify some, right? And we can get some exposure for them. I think that's the thing that they're missing here. So it sounds like it could be pretty cool. And it's like a simulator league for pros. Could be fun.
So I'd be curious, why are they doing it on TV then if it's for a younger techie kind of person?
Right. That was just what I was going to say too, is it's, this should be on YouTube, TikTok. I mean, that's where this should be broadcasts because people my age and younger don't have any sort of, cable service or anything. I don't have cable.
Hulu or Netflix or something like that. If you're going to do
everything.
a show, do a streaming service, a Hulu, a Netflix,
I would agree.
Plain.
And I don't see anything there that says they're going to do it on YouTube or anything like that. It's going to be primetime events. So you're going to have a cable subscription or some kind of subscription to get on Hulu or something.
I mean, I would be hard pressed to meet anybody 30 years or younger that has cable that isn't, maybe living with their parents or something like that. It's just not something that I am interested in. And I know people my age aren't interested in.
Yeah. And then they're also missing that simulator demographic people because they may not be the golfer, right? The outdoor, I'm a golfer. They are just indoors doing simulators and games. That's it. And that's a different audience. It's a totally, and I could see them doing some great things, but I feel like they're missing a boat being on primetime TV.
Same.
I agree.
Old school.
Prime time on Monday nights when the kids are in bed, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're
you're hitting the same demographics that watch golf now on cable. It's not really reaching a new audience.
Great point, Aaron.
I did see a statistic that said the average viewer for a PGA event is a 67.5-year-old male.
Yeah. And again,
it's
that's something game. It is a long, it's so long.
I believe there's napping in between too.
Yes. And
yes.
That's something too, where I think we've talked about it, the golf is huge right now. And one of the reasons it got more popular during COVID is that it was really the only sport that you could really play. And there were a lot of golfing YouTubers like Good and people like that who are bringing it to a younger audience, bringing it to a more accessible platform. And that really got a lot of people interested in the game who really didn't think golf was cool until then.
Right.
And they're all out on the golf course filming themselves and dropping it on YouTube, which they should be because everybody wants to see it. There are some pretty decent channels that feature the ladies out there, but I don't think there's enough of that either. And they're just so underrepresented in general in golf, just like minorities, just like some of the adaptive golfers, things like that. Anything you can do to push it is going to be something spectacular. And that's where I think the PGA Tour is just missing the boat entirely. They're only thinking about what they do, but just make it slightly different, and we're going to attract a younger audience. No, you're not, because it's on prime time on Monday nights on TV. You got to do something different with it.
They have to engage that audience.
Right. The other part of it is that I think it goes back to something Kat said earlier. Women have a harder time putting themselves out there and taking taking the beating. Right. I mean, you know, and that's men. You know, we've always been the ones running around like idiots, not caring who watched us smashing beer cans on our foreheads while we golfed, let alone anything else. So the ladies have got to say, hey, it's okay, put yourself out there, you know, like Kat is, like Mary, who just doesn't care who she golfs with. I mean, just get out there and I love the ladies game better than I like the men's game, I'll be perfectly honest. So
yep, we got to see the Solheim Cup last July, August, whenever it was, September.
August. Yeah.
September.
Whenever, yeah.
That was fun. And in a couple of years, the US Open is going to be right in our backyard as well. So
that's going to be so
we're going to
fun.
be able to go see that too. So that's fantastic. I love
nice.
it. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's at an extremely tough course called Inverness, and something hopefully we'll be able to play next year with a little bit of luck. So we'll see what happens. If you guys like this, please hit the like button, subscribe, send us a comment, share your thoughts with us.
Yeah.
You could tell us how old and out of touch we are. That's okay too.
I'm not old
with
yet.
that. Aaron's not old. Jeff is the oldest. So I'm like the middle child again. And there's only 142 days left of the Masters and only 40 days left of Christmas. So if you haven't bought your loved ones their Christmas gifts yet, or you're not ready for it, it's about to slap you in the face. So here it comes. Here it comes. Kat, thanks for joining us. Any closing comments before we end this?
No, please join Golfing Buddy. Please support, do what you can, spread the word. That would help.
Absolutely. All the links will be in the descriptions.
Yes.
Aaron will probably include your YouTube link as well and things like that. So
awesome.
And then after this week's tournament, we're pretty much done for the year. We'll have the World Hero Challenge where Tiger's going to play. And we do have the match on December 10th with Tiger and Rory against JT and Spieth. That'll be a lot of fun as well. And then things will be pretty quiet until the first weekend in January, where it'll pick back up in Hawaii. And we can see if somebody can almost get a hole in one on a par 4 like DJ did that one year about 4 or 5 years ago. So it was pretty cool. Anything else, guys?
I got nothing.
All right.
Kat, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, Kat. We really appreciate it and appreciate what
Yes.
you're bringing out to the golfers. So it's great.
Yeah. Can't wait to meet Mary.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We're going to make it happen because we have a friend in Canada that owns a golf course, and we're going to try to get out there. And maybe, you could go up across, right? And,
that's right.
Get across there. So
swing over.
That'd be fun.
We'll talk to Luke and see what we can make happen here. That's all I got for the week. I hope you are having a good week and make it the best week possible. And if you're going to golf, we're going to be jealous, but hit them straight and keep them in the fairway. Thanks for joining us tonight. See you.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.